How many of the things you do during a day are truly purposeful? How many of these things mean something to you? Take you to where you want to be, or provide you with the joy, the hope, the peace, or the inspiration that makes every day worth. Welcome to a new episode of Conversations on Congruency. I am Tanya Gerard, your congruency coach, and I empower you through your transition processes so you can understand your experiences, integrate them in the story of your life, and become your wisest, most powerful, most joyful self. I will continue with the conversation today. We will talk about intentionality. On the last two episodes, I introduced the idea of congruency to you. Congruency means aligning who you are with what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. But it also means agreeing to the set of ideas, beliefs, and values which you are aligning with. Making sure you own these ideas, these beliefs, and these values, so you accept and are willing to be responsible for your choices, and you accept and are willing to create a life of joy and peace for yourself. We talked about congruency starting with consciousness. Consciousness is a question, is activating the possibility of life being something else. Maybe we don't know what it is, maybe we don't know how it looks, but we're just conscious that something is going on inside us, and we might want to listen to that because it will tell us something important. And consciousness starts with being aware of ourselves. So we become aware of what we feel. We become aware of what we think, of what we believe, of what's important to us. We become aware even of our physical responses to these emotions and these ideas. And slowly, we also become aware of what brings us well-being, what creates well-being to us. So this consciousness that begins with awareness has a next stage, which is intentionality. Because think about it. You're awake. You suddenly realize life can be something different, and you want this something different. You are willing to walk towards it, even if you're not sure how does it look. That's part of the process of discovering. Now, you are aware of your capability to choose. You are aware of who you are, or at least starting to be aware of who you are, and how you think, how you feel. So now you have enough information to make sure that your actions, that your decisions, that even your ideas are producing or are helping you create this well-being you are kind of drafting here. So intentionality is about making sure that what you do has a purpose, and what you do means something to you, not to anybody else, but to you. By becoming intentional, you explore a few different things. One of these things is you exercise on giving priority, of making your well-being a priority. Why? a very simple and very familiar and very everyday example. Somebody, maybe a family, a member of your family, or maybe a friend, maybe a neighbor, just a relationship, somebody you have a relationship with is inviting you to a dinner party. And we tend to accept if we feel obliged to these people because we don't want to disappoint them, because we want to be courteous and we want to give them a place and to accept their invitation. So we show up to this dinner party, and all the time we're thinking, we are here. I'm here. I didn't want to be here. I'm not sure these people provide me with the environment that makes me really happy, that helps me create well-being for myself. I'm not sure I wanted to be here because I had planned to be coloring tonight, or I had plans to be traveling tonight, or maybe somewhere else. So this situation, I don't know if you have been in that situation, but this situation is all about intentionality. If we agree to something, it is very helpful to be sure that we are agreeing because it makes sense to us, because it has a purpose, and because it means something to us. When that thing we are agreeing to does not make sense or will not help us produce well-being for us, then we might want to think about it again. When you become conscious and you discover that you actually get to choose what to do with your life, when you are aware of who you are, how are you showing up, you're aware of your surroundings, you're aware of your feelings, of your ideas, you start being aware of things, then you can use that information to make sure your actions have a meaning and have a purpose. Because congruency is only created, you can only create congruency when you are intentional about it. It's not that it clashes with any nature, it's just that I do believe it's different from what most of us have grown with. It's different from the ideas we have learned since we were born. We're usually educated to consider other people's needs before ours. We are educated to align to other people's ideas or beliefs or values. We are not necessarily encouraged to assess if what we think or what we believe makes sense to us. We are not necessarily encouraged to ask ourselves, how does it feel to be well? What does well-being mean to me? So when we become intentional about creating congruency in our lives, we take a big step towards well-being. We make a commitment to provide ourselves with the environment, with the relationships, with the kind of communication that will actually help us create joy and peace for our lives. How can you become intentional today? How can you apply these ideas in today's decisions? Comment if you feel like it. I will be very happy to hear your thoughts about it. And I will also ask you for 2 favors before we leave. If you're interested in learning more about the congruency system, please subscribe and share this video. As you share it, it will stay in your timeline and you will help somebody to listen to this. Maybe it will help them too. And also, you can visit my webpage where you can find more information about the congruency system and about how I can empower you through your transition processes. Thank you very much for watching today. Conversations on Congruency comes out on Thursdays, and I hope to see you here. Thank you for showing up.